There's a new plan on the table. The Virginia Beach School Board Superintendent described next year's budget cuts as devastating. Good evening, I'm Tom Schaff.
And I'm Alvita Ewell in for Nicole. The Virginia Beach School Board heard your complaints and approved a different version. Tonight, Sides and McNamara is here to explain what's in and what's out of next year's budget. Ann.
Alvita, the two proposed cuts that got the most attention are in the proposed budget. That's athletics and transportation to the academy programs. But it turns out the two that made the most noise make up only a small percentage of the big picture. Items like scheduling and middle school planning push this budget over budget. But will the city still sign off? We asked Mayor Sessoms. On the surface, the Virginia Beach School Board's work is done. The 2012-13 budget approved. The catch, it's $36 million over the city target. But Mayor Will Sessoms says not a problem.
I feel like our gap, we're going to come pretty close to filling. Does it mean that everything they've just asked for will be able to be done? No. But do I think we'll come pretty close? Yes.
The mayor says funds from the city reserve will help pay the $661.6 million price tag. The budget includes items teachers, students, and parents fought for at public forums. Among them, the year-long schedule format in the high schools, which also saves class sizes from increasing and 150 teachers from losing their jobs. Then there are the talkers, middle school and JV sports, and transportation for academy programs, both included. So what got cut? The non-personnel budget, teacher training, the ropes course, and administrative positions, including an assistant superintendent, director, coordinator, and an office associate. The school board knows it hurts.
Gosh, barely maintaining. I think we did the best we could do to avoid any impact to students.
Mayor Sessoms says the council is on the same page, doing what's best for students. He's spoken to the governor about paying the debt to the Virginia retirement system over time, as opposed to all at once, in an effort to free up some money for this year.
I assure you, there's no one on the city council that's going to allow our schools to go backwards. We understand the wonderful asset that our school system is, and we'll do everything we can to protect it.
So now that the school board approved the budget, it's waiting on approval from the city council. The board will present it to council later this month. If changes need to be made, they will go back and revise it. And they already have an idea of what item might be the next to go if necessary. Hear what it is coming up at 6 o'clock. For now, I'm Ann McNamara, 10 on your side.
The council is also waiting for the state budget to get approved before it can make a final decision. They expect that will happen in early May.
Well, like so many cities, the economy is forcing Hampton to make tough decisions, and leaders want to know what residents think. There's a public forum tonight at 6 at George Phoenix School, that's on Big Bethel Road. Leaders want to know what services that you think are most important. Women will soon have to get an abdominal ultrasound before getting an abortion. Governor McDonnell signed that bill today. That legislation sparked protests and gained national attention. The Senate passed that plan after it was changed to only require an external ultrasound instead of the more invasive technique. The law goes into effect in July.
The Virginia Beach man admitted he killed and abused a 6-week-old baby in his care. Kevin Custer pleaded guilty to second-degree murder and child abuse. A judge sentenced Custer to 20 years in prison. Prosecutors say that Custer admitted baby Ryan Brennan wouldn't stop crying in 2010, so he was rough with him. Custer said he shook the baby, threw the baby against the bed and put a pillow on its head. The baby died from head injuries as well as smothering. More than 4 years after 3 teens were shot to death, Norfolk police have now made an arrest. 24-year-old Aaron Perry was in court today for an unrelated incident and was taken into custody for capital and first-degree murder. Detectives say that Perry killed Malcolm Bradley, Latron Griffin, and McQuan Scott outside of an apartment complex on Princess Anne Road in 2007.
Back to Hampton, where police are investigating a homicide. Officers found the body of a man around 9 a.m. in a vacant house at the intersection of Eastmoreland Drive and Surrey Court. Investigators are working to find out who he is. Neighbors tell us they haven't seen anyone inside or outside this house for a while. Detectives say it's too early in the investigation to determine a motive or suspects. Norfolk detectives arrested a man they say shot a woman around midnight on Wolcott Avenue. Rescue crews took the woman to the hospital and were told that she should survive. Investigators say the suspect and victim knew each other.
Traffic troubles today at the Berkley Bridge. VDOT says that a truck hit the gate around 2:30 today during a bridge lift. Traffic was at a standstill and backed up until workers repaired the gate. Crews let the bridge back down about an hour later. Rescue crews pulled a man from the water near Fort Monroe in Hampton today. Happened around 12:30 this afternoon near the Mercury Boulevard Bridge. Crews threw out a rope with a life jacket. The man swam to the rope and crews pulled him to the rocks and onto the land. The victim went to the hospital. No word on his condition or how he ended up in the water.
Drivers in Norfolk and Virginia Beach say wider is better. Those two cities announced a project to widen Wesleyan Drive between Northampton Boulevard and Baker Road. The project will increase Wesleyan Drive from 2 to 4 lanes. And that's not all. 10 on your side's Melanie Woodrow explains another welcome improvement.
Tom, the project will also include a new traffic signal at Virginia Wesleyan College. Students and staff there say that they've waited for a green light on that one for quite some time.
There's been a lot of talk about it.
It'd be very good for this intersection right here.
College seniors Jasmine Winslow and Melissa Snyder regret they won't be around much longer to enjoy the improved commute.
It's difficult getting out in the morning. I'm student teaching, and some days it's like I'm scared I'm going to get late just because I can't turn out one way or the other.
It is terrible. Around 4 or 5 o'clock coming in and out, it's like traffic is backed up, and it's terrible.
That will change next year. At the end of the month, a joint project will begin here on Wesleyan Drive between Northampton Boulevard and Baker Road. These 2 lanes will be widened to 4 and a traffic signal will be added at Virginia Wesleyan College. Residents can also expect to see a 10-foot shared use path, a 5-foot sidewalk, and a 14-foot outer roadway lane that'll be used by bicyclists. For students and staff at Wesleyan College, the commute to and from school will get a bump up in grade.
It's been needed for a long time.
Construction on the project is expected to continue through fall of 2013. Melanie Woodrow, 10 on your side.
And during construction, drivers will experience some lane closures on Wesleyan Drive.
A special panel of development experts is taking a look right now at plans for the Poindexter Street corridor, as well as the South Norfolk Historic District in Chesapeake. The panel is touring the area and taking a look at the research. Tomorrow, you can see the recommendations for the South Norfolk neighborhood. There's a public presentation at 4:30 tomorrow afternoon at Kaufman and Knowles on West Main Street in Norfolk.
Well, tonight at 5:30, a house of worship takes on the city of Virginia Beach. Why church leaders are upset over a project that would ease traffic for thousands of commuters.
State health officials say cases of highly contagious infections are on the rise. We're on your side with the one thing you can do to reduce your risk of getting sick.
And the Big Apple announcement a lot of people have waited for, the rollout of the new iPad, what's different about the new model, and when you can buy it.
A look at our sunshine for the day. We warmed well into the 60s throughout the region today. In fact, it was pretty close to 70 degrees. It's still not bad out there right now. It's going to be great tomorrow. What about the weekend? Find out in just a couple of minutes.
You're watching WAVY News 10 at 5 with Tom Shad, Nicole Ribas, and Super Doppler 10 Chief Meteorologist Don Slater.
We have a 10 on your side consumer alert tonight. Toyota is recalling 700,000 vehicles. The automaker says that the airbags of 2005 through 2009 model year Tacoma trucks might not deploy during a crash. Also, some Camry sedans and Venza crossovers might not start or shift out of park. Now, Toyota says it is working to get the replacement parts. Then it will notify affected owners and fix the problems for free.
Well, a lot of things happen in threes, including the release of Apple's iPad. The 3rd version came out today. It includes a sharper screen and faster processor, and Apple says the new display is sharper than HD TVs. And this new iPad is 4 times faster with 4G wireless and a better camera. The new iPad will be thicker and heavier because the iPad features a bigger and more powerful battery, the life of which remains the same, about 10 hours. And with new technology comes new conveniences.
But everybody takes their, life with them on their phone or their life with them on their tablet. They got their Facebook page. They can see what their grandchildren are doing or what their grandparents are doing. They can keep in touch with their friends, their calendar, their apps that can do just about anything that you can imagine. And if there's not an app for that, that's some of the things we like in our clubs to try to get students building on.
To be anonymous, right? Good luck. It goes on sale, by the way, March 16th, and there's not a new name. It'll just be the iPad or the new iPad. Prices start at just under $500.
WAVY.com's iPad app features breaking news, weather alerts, top stories, traffic, as well as video. You can easily download the free app by going to the iTunes App Store. Search WAVY TV 10 for iPad. The Department of Agriculture has a new service that will let you know more about food recalls first. The USDA says that state-specific Twitter alerts will inform you of recalls involving meat, poultry, and processed egg products. The safety alerts will also include information on how to protect your food during severe weather alerts. And also now recalls were announced in news releases and through a general USDA Twitter feed. You can sign up for the alerts on WAVY.com. Just go to featured links.
A car engulfed in flames with someone inside. You're going to hear from the heroes that came to the rescue.
It can be deadly, and the health department says cases of contagious infection are growing in Virginia. We're on your side with what you can do to keep from getting sick. It can be deadly to babies, and 10 on Your Side learned today it's widespread across Hampton roads.
We're talking about pertussis, also known as whooping cough. 10 on Your Side's Katie Collette says there is one simple step that you can take to stop the spread.
I have to be afraid like me.
In the Peninsula Health Center, Janine Hamilton took a seat.
I'm going to be brave and do it.
And got ready for a Tdap shot, a vaccine used to prevent the spread of whooping cough.
Because I have a grandson, and if I can prevent him from getting anything, that's what I want to do.
Dr. David Trump says more adults should follow Janine's lead.
The adults may not be, and usually are not as sick as the infants, but they can have a persistent cough. It can last 3 weeks or longer. During that time, they can be transmitting it or being at risk of spreading it to the people that are around them.
And if your little one gets sick, it could be difficult for you to listen to, and even more painful for your baby to live through.
In kids who have it, infants who have it, they are short of breath. They are so short of breath that most pediatricians, if they are suspecting whooping cough, are going to hospitalize that infant to make sure that they don't die as a result of whooping cough. It can happen.
But it can be prevented.
We're encouraging all adults, especially those who are going to be around infants and young children, to get a dose of the Tdap vaccine.
Dr. Trump says many insurance carriers cover the cost of the Tdap vaccine, not to mention many healthcare facilities like the Peninsula Health Center give it for free. Just a quick prick of a needle.
It was real quick. 1, 2, 3, and she was done.
To protect those you love most. In Newport News, Katie Collette, 10 on Your Side.
And Dr. Trump says that doctors discovered 2 cases of pertussis in February in the Peninsula Health District. Doctors treated both patients and they're fine now. If you would like more information about free vaccine times and locations, go to WAVY.com and click on this story.
We have breaking news now. Just came into the newsroom. We understand that there is an accident at the downtown tunnel.
A call came in around 4:30, just a short time ago, and we have injuries reported. Don't know if any lanes are blocked, but it is a mess at this point. We understand traffic is backing up. 3 cars involved. We'll stay on top of it.
All right. Well, a solar flare is heading toward Earth, and the magnetic storm could disrupt your GPS, power grids, and airplane flights. Forecasters at the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration say the sun erupted on Tuesday night. The effects should start smacking down around Earth around midnight. Scientists say that colorful auroras or northern lights like these last month in the Arctic may be more visible. Are we going to feel any of the effects from that? Like pieces of the sun just going to drop on your skin?
You know what? In a manner of speaking, that's what happened today. Look at this guy.
I know.
Professor Slater over here gives you a disapproving look on that one.
Yeah, Martians. Yeah, no, we're doing fine on this.
The sun did fall out of it. It's beautiful today.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful
Nice.
today. And this is not a major solar storm, but it looks like it could affect disrupt some communications, but way on up toward the Arctic, and then they'll likely see the aurora borealis, the northern lights, the farther northward that you go into the United States and Canada. So again, we're not likely to feel any effects out of this. It can disrupt radio communications, etc. But again, you got to be pretty far north for that to happen. Well, this is what we want to look at. Beautiful day today after a cold start to the day in Norfolk, 33, and that was the low for the day, but we topped on off to near 70 degrees, and it's still in the mid-60s. Lots and lots of sunshine during the day today. 68 Newport News. Here we are for Suffolk, and again, you can see 65 to 68 degrees. So again, gorgeous day. And here's what the temperatures are doing right now. Basically, mid-60s as the sun has gotten just a little lower into the sky. So far, the high was 69. We could see it top off at 70 between the hours here. We're kind of waiting for that to let you know how warm it got during the day today. So again, temperatures right now around 65 to 68. Cooler, surrounded by the water, and that's where we're seeing a breeze come in off of the water. Definitely cooler at Chincoteague, Wallops Island there, 55 degrees. So again, not bad at all. Now, last night it did get cool and pretty much right on the button for what we expected, around 30 to 33 to 36 degrees for an overnight low. But it'll only drop to around 48, 50 degrees overnight tonight, and then we'll see things warm up significantly for tomorrow. Now, earlier, as of last night even, we were thinking that we'd warm up pretty nicely even into Friday. We will, but only for a couple of hours first thing in the morning, and then it'll start to cool on down during the afternoon. All this stuff is building on up off to the west, and it's going to sweep on through a little earlier than we expected. We thought it would move through by the middle of the afternoon, but it looks like it'll move through in the middle of the morning coming up on Friday, and it'll cool things off during the day on Friday, and we're likely to see some rainfall with that as well. So cooler weather arriving around mid-morning during the day on Friday. Cloud cover right now, not that much of it, but it's going to start to move in overnight. Light southerly wind overnight. Here's where we are during the day tomorrow. Winds will start picking up a little bit, but that's going to warm things up very nicely. 10 to 20 miles an hour, 10 to 15-mile-an-hour winds at the end of the day tomorrow. 7 o'clock in the evening, a few breaks in the clouds. Then we get toward midnight. We start to see this front drop a little closer. It's up to the west of Chicago right now. 10 to 20-mile-an-hour winds at the midnight hour tomorrow night. There's where we are by Friday morning. 10 to 15-mile-an-hour winds. Some rain. Not all that much rain with it, but definitely cooler during the afternoon. 15 to 25-mile-an-hour winds in a brief burst, and then the winds start dropping on off a little bit later on. Now, during the day tomorrow, again, after dropping into the upper 40s, 48, 50 degrees, we'll warm up significantly again for tomorrow. 71 degrees, some sunshine, some cloud cover, a little more cloud cover coming up at the end of the day, but a very nice warm day. 59 degrees, and again, it looks like we'll see 59 fairly early in the day, likely by around 10 o'clock. That cool front moves through with some rain, and our temperatures should drop during the afternoon hours from there. 51 on Saturday, spring forward Saturday night at 2 o'clock in the morning. 57 degrees coming up on Sunday. 68 Monday, though. Nice recovery into the upper 60s, low 70s for next week. So again, not bad tomorrow. Terrific tomorrow. Then rain first thing in the morning and cooler air for Friday.
Your bad habits could be all over your face. What you may do every day that's showing up on your skin.
Keeping sex offenders out of the military. Tonight at 5:30, a new effort to block those criminals from serving. A warning tonight from the Food and Drug Administration. It goes to the maker of a caffeine inhaler called AeroShot. You put one end of a plastic canister in your mouth and breathe in, releasing a caffeine and vitamin B powder that dissolves. These are sold in Massachusetts and New York, and they're marketed as breathable energy. Well, the FDA says that people may try to inhale AeroShots into their lungs, which may not be safe. The agency is also concerned that children may use it. The company that makes AeroShot says it should be swallowed, not inhaled.
Things you do every day could put a wrinkle or two in your skin. Dermatologists say the worst habit of all is chewing gum.
Over time, your jaw muscles build up, they get bulky, and that contributes to a jowly look. Not only that, but over time, chewing gum can also contribute to wrinkles above your upper lip. Instead, pop a mint. And if you can't stand the thought of giving up your gum, at least only chew half a stick and chew it for a few minutes.
This one may surprise you. Drink plenty of water, yes, but ditch that straw. Using a straw contracts and squeezes the skin, and over time it also creates wrinkles. Also, dermatologists say you should try to sleep on your back. Sleeping on your face for several hours, yeah, creates a crease in your skin.
Sir, are you okay? Hey, you got to get out of the car, buddy.
A burning car rescue. You're going to hear from the men who pulled the driver out just in time.
Sailing into history. Next on WAVY News 10 at 5:30. 10 on your side takes you aboard the USS Porter just days before what could be the ship's final deployment from Hampton Roads.
Test check 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
A 3-alarm fire destroyed half a city block in Massachusetts overnight. That fire started in a vacant house, then spread to 3 other buildings. Flames shot 50 feet in the air. It took firefighters more than 2 hours to get the fire under control. 10 people are now homeless. No one got hurt, but investigators ruled the fire suspicious.
Well, this is how 2 police officers got medals of valor. Watch from a dashboard camera in Oregon.
Sir, are you okay? Hey, you got to get out of the car, buddy. Buddy, you got to get out of the car. Come to me. I'm good. There's a huge fire right behind you. Come to me.
It's a race against time. The 2 could not pull the man out of the driver's side window because you can see the flames were just too close.
And it was to the point where I was afraid that my uniform shirt was going to start melting because they're polyester.
Officer Bamford and I come back around to the passenger side, and we basically climb inside the car and then start, both of us together are able to unwedge this guy from the driver's side and then pull him out.
You heard it. They climbed inside the burning car. Police say the driver was speeding when he hit a power pole. Falling power lines sparked this fire. The city of Virginia Beach is being challenged by an area church.